We are live here in Palm Springs at historic Palm Springs Stadium for Game 2 action. This will be the Palm Springs Chill taking on the Oregon Lumberjacks as we are underway here. First pitch up and in to Chandler Palias, who will set the table here for the Palm Springs Chill. A rocky road in Game 1, and that was between the Canada A's and the Alberta Grizzly. The Canada A's would go on to win that ball game, and the Canada A's dead last, but they finally get their third win of the year. They are now 3-12. The Grizzly 5-8 after that contest. Chandler Palias hits here in a 2-ball and 1-strike count here to open up Game 2. The Palm Springs Chill come into this one just a shade under 500, 6-7 on the year. They are on a 2-game win streak as Robert steals a foul ball here from Palias. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Lumberjacks are at 500 right now, 7-7, and they lost their last contest. So it'll be Kevin Roberts to start on the mound for the Oregon Lumberjacks. Roberts is a 26-year-old right-handed pitcher. Pretty big frame for him at 6'5", 190 pounds. And he'll deal a 2-2, a breaking ball that just spins out of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the lead man in Chandler Palias. It's Palias, Pollock, and Porter here. Due up here in the top of the first, just underway. And an early full count. Here comes the pitch. And it's high and outside, and Palias will take a walk down to first. So to round out that lineup after Porter, will be Gavin Jones in the 4 slot, Lenny Peters in the 5 hole, Josh Hines batting 6, Justin Van Wygert will bat 7, Vince Garcia in the 8 hole, and Carlos Lenos to round it out in the 9 hole. So here comes A.J. Pollock, the sure-handed center fielder, and he's going to lift it into center field. Out there is going to be the center fielder for the Lumberjacks this afternoon is Chris Baker in his typical spot, and he puts it away for the first out. Pollock scored that one up pretty well, but right at Baker for the first out. So that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Blake Porter. For Roberts on the year, he's in his traditional spot as a starter. 4 games so far, and he started all 4 of them. As Porter takes down and in. 11 2/3 innings of work for Kevin Roberts. Not a big strikeout guy with just 7 in those 11 2/3 of innings worked. 16 walks, so walks have definitely plagued Kevin Roberts as we'll try to give a good one today. Here's a pitch taken down low. Good jump from Palias as he swipes second base easily. No throw down. So runner in scoring position here early on for the Chill. Roberts, in the last couple of games that he started, has walked at least 6. In the month of February 1st against the Grizzly, he would walk 7. He walked 6 his last time out on February 6th against the Bombers. Does have an 0-1 record. 3 balls and no strikes here to Blake Porter, the left-handed hitter, as Roberts is ready to deal. Look back. Now Palias takes off. Boy, he had that base stolen like it was the easiest thing in the world. Boy, I don't know if he's got the Staples button, but better push that a couple of times. That was easy right there.
Yeah, he just took off without any rhyme or reason, just way before even before Roberts could even lift his leg.
Stolen base for Palias. Roberts was unable to check on the runner at all, and now Blake Porter will walk. So talked about the issues with walking batters for Roberts, and he's already walked 2 here in the first frame. Just opening up here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up the cleanup man in Gavin Jones. So Jones will stand in from the right side, close stance for the cleanup man. And Roberts quickly in a jam here, runners at the corners, and just 1 out. Pitches down low, a pump fake from the catcher, nothing doing. It's a stolen base for Blake Porter.
These guys are just running like there's no tomorrow. Early runners in scoring position now.
We've seen with other teams, guys on the power and bombers really good at holding runners. It's all about mixing up your looks, but so far Roberts unable to do so. Drifting into center field and falling in front of Baker. It's going to be a base hit trying to go up to third as the throw comes in, and now it scoots under the glove, and it's over by the dugout right now. On the throw, Gavin Jones moves up to second. First run of the ball game as Palia scores. Porter moves up to third. Gavin Jones has a single, and he moves up on throw and an RBI. 1-0 here for the Chill in the top of the first. That'll bring up Lenny Peters after the RBI single. Runners at second and third now, though. So the Chill are not done here with one away. And Peters will stand in as Roberts still works from the stretch and brings in a pitch that skips probably 6 inches out in front of the plate for ball one. This California Winter League, for pitchers, they've found all of their success when they're just throwing strikes. Roberts has been unable to do so, though, as he misses wildly here. High and tight as Peters ducked out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. Roberts takes off the cap as he takes a deep breath to try and regain some concentration. Josh Hines awaits on deck with first base open and 1 out. Roberts set the hands at shoulder height, and he brings a foul ball straight back into the netting. For the year, Lenny Peters now at 227, 5 for 22. 2 extra base hits in those 5 hits, though. The umpire signals over to the Lumberjacks dugout. They want somebody to stand out in front of the bullpen as Roberts deals, and that's not a good sign early on if the Lumberjacks already have a man in action in the bullpen. 3 balls and 1 strike is the count here to Peters as Roberts searches for the second out. Runners at second and third, and a 3-1 coming. Here it is. Grounded, tapped over to the shortstop, charging in on it and making the play is Kadrian Russ. And the out is made at first, but crossing home plate is Blake Porter for the second run. And the Chill are out to an early lead, 2-0. So they'll go 6-3 on the putout. And an RBI will be given to Lenny Peters with the run crossing, and now comes up Josh Hines. Hines, who has caught for multiple different teams, with the catching duties being shorthanded for a lot of these teams as the ball skips in. Roberts is out here playing cricket today. Ball is bouncing in almost every time on the fastball. Hines will hit in a 1-0 count with a runner at second base. Porter was scoring there easily on the ground out from Peters. 2 down here in the pitch, up and in, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Hines already the 6th batter to come up to bat here in the top of the first. 2-0, an early lead for the Chill. In on the fist, and he fights it off. It's over by the Chill dugout, and it's out of play. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd here. Most of them hanging out in the shade right in front of us.
It is a hot day today, and tomorrow it's just going to get hotter. Touching 90 degrees tomorrow. We're just around the low 80s right now.
Feels solid outside, the sun beaming down. Not a cloud in the sky as Roberts deals, and it's fouled in the box off of the feet of Josh Hines. Most days have been like that. It is either pure blue or some cloud coverage, really no in between. And for me personally, I'm definitely not in Kansas anymore.
No.
The cloud coverage changes ever so often out in the Midwest, obviously. A lot more scenic out here as well. Driving out to the western parts of Kansas, a very lackluster sight to see. Plenty to see out here between the palm trees and the mountains, which look so beautiful behind center field out there. And a pretty beautiful view for the fielders as well. They get a look at the mountain behind us. 3-2 count, tapped foul. Hines stays alive with a runner at second and 2 outs. Only mountains that I've really seen previous to coming out to California are the good old Rocky Mountains out in Colorado. As Hines will see another 3-2, it's fouled again. Although I don't think you'd want to try to go skiing right now in 85-degree weather out here.
No, not at all.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Roberts searches to get out of this. Here's a pitch, up and in, another walk issued. The 3rd walk of the inning as Hines will walk down to first on a free pass, and the inning will continue with Justin Van Weigerden. So Van Weigerden will dig in. He is the designated hitter today. He hits from the left side. Van Weigerden still searching for his first hit of the Winter League. He's 0 for 10. Takes a strike on the inner corner and just clips the inner portion. Both the A's and the Grizzlies expensing pretty much all of their roster in Game 1 as we are down the home stretch here. Here is a ball taken and not sure where that missed. Tomorrow will be our last regular day of a doubleheader. The Chill will take on the Grizzly in Game 1. Bombers in Power in Game 2. And on Saturday, we will have our first triple header of the year since the very first day. We'll have the Commissioner's Cup and then a couple of quarterfinal action. So Saturday will be a long one with the triple header coming as the pitch is taken for a strike here. Batter again. Van Weigerden hits with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Roberts is already reaching a pretty high pitch count here in the first. Both runners take off. It's a check swing. Home plate umpire says he went around, and now trying to score all the way from second is Jones. And an unclear call here. Trying to sort out something here. Thought that there was only 1 strike in the count.
So does the run score then? It will not score.
So the run will not count there on the strikeout as we figure out that weird little situation. But we are underway here and a 2-run lead for the Chill here early on. We'll go to the home half of the first. the bottom of the first. 2-0 our score here. The Chill out to an early lead. The Lumberjacks will come to bat here with Chris Baker leading it off. The lefty will face off against the right-handed pitcher on the mound. That's Jesse Galindo, who throws strike one right down Main Street. Galindo on the year. Really good numbers on the mound. He started in 4 games. He does have a 1-2 record, but not really indicative of how he has pitched. A 1.01 ERA in 20 2/3 innings of work. Skied on the infield as it now drifts into shallow left field, and that was the shortstop over there, Peters, who ran all the way over. That's going to be a base hit for Baker. Nobody saw it off of the bat. Porter out in left field, I'm not sure he saw it off the bat at all. And Gavin Jones, the third baseman, who probably should have been there to make the play, had absolutely no idea where it was. So Baker is at second, and we'll credit him with a double on a ball that probably should have been caught, but we have seen so many issues in this deep blue sky and the sun in these early afternoons. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. Baker at second as Galindo will work through some early woes as he throws strike one. Getting back to some of those numbers for Galindo, though, typically he's been very, very, very good. Can't emphasize that enough. 4 games started, 20 2/3. As I started to mention earlier, this ball shot into right field. Sinking line drive in front of the right fielder, Paulius. Moving up to third base is Baker, and runners will be at the corners here with nobody out. Not used to
take advantage of that first pitch there.
Not used to some trouble from Galindo, who's usually a surefire bet to give you a quality start. 27 strikeouts and only 3 walks issued from the right-handed pitcher. 6 foot, 190 pounds from North Hollywood, California. Not such a bad place to grow up.
No. Sure, we've seen a celebrity or two out there.
Jim Balvo goes after the first pitch and sends it foul. Jim Balvo hit for the cycle a couple of days ago. He is a power-hitting switch hitter for the Lumberjacks, not something that you see every day. Somewhat of a unicorn out here in the California Winter League. Jim Balvo with 12 hits on the year in 32 at-bats. Real solid numbers as he takes a strike here. That gives him a .375 average, and he by far and large leads the team in RBIs with 10. A home run, a triple, 2 doubles in those 12 hits. And he takes strike 3 here, so Galindo freezes him up for the first out. So down goes Jim Balvo, and now to bring up Dontavius Dickey. He hits from the right side. Galindo will come at these hitters with kind of a lower 3/4 arm slot as he brings ball one. That'll give him some good arm side run to his fastball. And also bring a sweeping slider and changeup. 23-year-old. Come set. And he deals. Grounded on the rolled over shot over to Peters, who backs up to make the play. And they say safe at second was Kadrian Russ. So a run will come across. It's going to be a fielder's choice that Dickey reaches on. And a run scores. Baker, the first run for the Lumberjacks. It's 2-1.
Interesting play there is it looked like Lenos went to try to do a tag play. That's a force out right there.
Very awkward looking play that they tried to go the short way with. Peters backed up and handled the tough hop on the backhand pretty well. Backpedaling, he made a pretty clean feed over to Carlos Lenos, but they called the speedy Russ safe. So runners at first and second, 1 down and out, both will take off. Russ ahead of the throw as he swipes third, and following behind was Dickey. So a pair of stolen bases there. And the Lumberjacks really putting some pressure on the Chill here on the base paths. 2-1 our score. The chill out to an early lead, but both teams doing some damage here in the first. Just one out as Galindo tries to work through some struggles here. The righty deals an 0-1. Hit hard on the ground. Jones right there, though, over in the hot corner, and he fields it on a loud hop, and he throws across to make the play. So the runners stay put at second and third, and they're now 2 down after the ground out to third.
Yeah, that's the hot corner for a reason.
That was Killian Bloat. Didn't even have time to say that he was up to bat. First pitch swinging, so Killian Bloat is down, and now Spencer Kean will stand in, and he'll look to come up with something clutch here and 2 away. Grounded back up the middle. Galindo off of the tip of his glove. Now barehanding is Jones. They'll look to back pick at third, but nothing doing there. So another run across. It's an infield hit for Spencer Kean. He'll also pick up an RBI on the single. Kadrian Russ scores, and Dontavius Dickey now moves up to third.
We have a new ball game, folks. It's tied up at 2.
2-2 our score. It's a fresh ball game here in the first. Some early scoring action as Andres Mendoza swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. That is the third hit of the bottom half of the first here for the Oregon Lumberjacks. Something that Jesse Galindo is not typically used to. He's done tremendously well as the runner will take off for second. It's a stolen base for Spencer Kean. Runners now at second and third with 2 down. Pitch was called a ball.
A lot of stolen bases here. Already 3 stolen bases collectively for the Lumberjacks.
1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Galindo challenged him with a fastball up in the zone, and coming up empty was Mendoza. The Lumberjacks traded out their spikes today for some PF Flyers, I see.
Definitely.
These guys running all over the place. Here's a pitch up high. It's taken by Mendoza. Good patience there. Could tell that he was trying to go after that pitch, but just held up at the last second. Galindo will come set. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. The pitch. Breaking ball in there at the belt. Freezes up Mendoza for his second strikeout of the inning. Damage is done, though, and we have a whole new ball game. 2 runs across for the Lumberjacks, and it's now tied 2-2 as we go to the second. Into the second inning here, the lead man will be Vince Garcia. They'll face a new pitcher on the mound. The Lumberjacks already go into their bullpen early, so the day is done for Kevin Roberts. Roberts walked 3, gave up a hit and 2 runs in the first. He did tally 1 strikeout. Score is 2-2, tie ball game. This new pitcher is Roberto Baldenebro. Baldenebro is a 6-foot, 170-pounder. And he misses a little bit here. 2 balls and no strikes from California out here, so not a far drive for him. Most of these guys coming from all over the country, a lot of California natives. Baldenebro brings a fastball that had a lot of run to it, and Garcia was unable to catch up. 2 balls and a strike, no outs. Baldenebro on the year has started in 3 games, so not typically a guy to come out of the bullpen. He has come out of the bullpen once so far, as he gets another swing and a miss from Garcia. 2.04 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 13 2/3 innings of work, and only 2 walks, so great strikeout to walk ratio numbers there. And here is a strikeout on the fastball. Vince Garcia can't catch up. Late on the swing there for the first out. Strikeout number 1 for Baldenebro.
A good piece of pitching there from Baldenebro. Striking out the first batter. I don't know if he was in the bullpen, in the dugout, but still a great way to start. And it looks like the Chill also have someone working in their bullpen.
So here comes Carlos Lenos. An 8-9-1 due up here, and that was Garcia in the 8-hole going down on strikes, and now strike 1 pumped into Carlos Lenos. Lenos just 1 hit so far in the California Winter League. Swinging and missing here. Boy, Baldenebro really blowing the fastball by these guys so far early on.
It looks like it's Juan Martinez in that bullpen over there.
Not a whole lot of standout hitters in this Chill lineup so far. Gavin Jones would probably be the guy that sticks out the most. Blake Porter and Swanji Peng as well. Really not a lineup that has done a ton of damage, as Baldenebro gets Lenos swinging here. Makes him look absolutely silly at the plate for his second strikeout. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second.
Better strikeout here. 3 pitches and you get a strikeout. Baldenebro looking strong early on.
Good fastball run to it, and he likes to go inside to righties and put it away on the lefties. And here comes a lefty in Chandler Palyas. He walked his first time around. 2 stolen bases already for the right fielder, who takes strike 1. Right there, Baldenebro using that 2-seam-like run on the fastball as it goes away from Chandler Palyas' bat.
2-seamer low and away will always be called a strike if it's placed. Not too low, but most of the time it'll be called a strike there in that same spot right there.
And he doubles up on the pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Way ahead of Chandler Palyas. Night and day difference between Baldenebro and Roberts on the mound. Roberts was struggling to find the zone at all. Baldenebro just absolutely filling up the strike zone. No balls, 2 strike pitch with 2 outs. Swung on and fouled away. He tried to go back to the fastball. Palyas was right on it, though, and he fouls it away. Palyas has spit into the batting gloves for some grip. A lot of pine tar on the bottom of his bat. He's even got a little bit of tape down at the bottom as well. Digs in with that left foot, taps the plate, and he's ready to go. Baldenebro receives his sign. Finds his footing on the mound, comes set and deals an 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Palyas. 1, 2, 3, a clean frame from Baldenebro. 3 strikeouts, all of them swinging. He's got it working here. 2-2 is our score, a tie ball game as we go to the bottom of the second with the Lumberjacks coming up to bat next. Mitch Glessner and Andres Tejeda back with you here as we go to the bottom of the second with the Lumberjacks coming to bat. We have a special guest up in the booth. It's John Parker. He's our main clubhouse manager here in the California Winter League. So John is the man behind all the madness of keeping these guys' gear in order, keeping their jerseys clean. This guy does it all, and he is the first one in, last one out. John, it's good to have you on, man.
It's good to be here. Thanks, Mitch. Andres, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's been nice to see you every morning, every night. Share the same hotel room and getting to know you better. And just a great guy, hard worker. Seeing you every day at the end of a shift.
There's a ground ball off the bat of Adrian Sanchez. It goes into right center field. It's picked up by Palias. It'll be a leadoff single for Adrian Sanchez to start things out for the Lumberjacks. Score is 2-2 as Jeremy McKenzie will come up. John, now's your time to shine for you to brag about how long that you're here every day, or maybe not brag, but at least shine a light on what you do around the ballpark and how involved you are, and you get to develop good relationships with all these managers and players as well.
So I get here about 7 a.m., open up a lot of stuff, get the laundry going, make sure the umps have everything they need, make sure the managers have everything they need. It's pretty hectic in the morning, but by the end of the day, we're just watching baseball, so it's always a good time.
Watching baseball, indeed, especially in this warm weather. So you guys something ready for tomorrow? It's going to be 90 degrees.
Well, I spend a good amount in the clubhouse, so I don't know how much I'll be outside for that. But
John spends a good amount of time in the clubhouse, but you are a golfer.
I am.
Yeah.
I hit the links from time to time.
There you go.
I don't know how good I am.
Here's a strike to Jeremy McKenzie. Again, clubby work, doing all of the grunt work. You do make a mean cup of coffee in the morning. Always appreciate that. Bringing in the donuts.
Coffee gets going first thing in the morning. Managers and they gotta have their coffee and donuts.
Here's a ground ball off to the left side. Peters handles it on the backhand. He'll go the short way. It looks like it was on the transfer.
Nope, they're calling him safe all the way around.
He's saying a bobble on the transfer, so should be out. Waiting for an official call. I guess they're going to say he bobbled it completely. So it's going to be an error on the second baseman in Lenos. And Sanchez is now at second after the error. Already seen a couple of miscues early on in this game. Do you have a favorite player or manager as far as the way that they kind of handle stuff with you? I know all of these guys have been very respectful, but give us some of the quirks of some of the guys. There's got to be some quirks in there.
Well, as a clubby, you try to treat everyone the same. Everyone's just a baseball player or a manager at the end of the day. There's definitely a mixed bag of guys, but just try to treat everyone the same. Everyone's here to have fun and play some ball.
John, you also have the dance music going in the clubhouse all the time. Mm-hmm. It's got like the club atmosphere in there. I go in there, the bass is booming, things are rocking, the old wooden lockers are about to crumble.
I need you to send me that playlist.
Yeah, they like the new school music. I just try to cater it best as I can to them.
Should be up here to playing our music for the ballpark.
Time called in the box here. The batter is Chris Baker. He is 1 for 1, a double and a run scored his first time around. Runners at first and second, one down. I think we accidentally failed to mention a new pitcher on the hill. It's Juan Martinez, the Cuban native, as he throws 1-1 pitch. Outside, the bender does not bend all the way back around, and it's taken for a ball from Chris Baker. I always got a joke about the music over the summertime. We had a wide-ranging array of music. So John is in that role for us in the wintertime. We would play, so we had, here's a swing and a miss, or a check swing, it's called a strike. DJ Rickheim, who may or may not be listening, I hope he is. DJ would play the Walt Disney World tunes.
Oh boy.
That was hilarious in the clubhouse. And then you knew who was on aux because it would go from the Magic Kingdom playlist to rap or country, whatever, in an instant. That was hilarious. But John, you mostly just have the banging tunes down there, the stuff that gets you out of your seat.
Maybe some strobe lights or something in there, some lasers.
Yeah.
I like to mix in some Taylor Swift from time to time.
There we go.
Keep guys on their toes.
Got to be the old Taylor, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Taylor.
Old T-Swizzle.
Before she became a pop star. Here is strike three looking. Baker is down on strikes. Martinez notches his first strikeout of his appearance here on the breaking ball, freezing up Chris Baker.
Okay, I gotta ask, how did you find yourself out here in the California Winter League?
Yeah, so I worked out in the United Tour professional baseball league last year. Had a great time out there. Met Paul Nochi, who's the manager of the Canada A's. Must have done something right to impress him, and he got me out here. So I'm glad to be here. You know, you guys do an excellent job too. I wanted to make note of that while I'm out here.
Thanks,
as well.
man.
We always appreciate that. Here's a bunt attempt. Bunted foul from Kadrian Russ, who's 1 for 1. He also has a run scored.
So, John, you gotta tell us what's next for you.
Well, I'll be going back to Detroit. I grew up 10 minutes from the city. I actually just accepted a position with the Detroit Tigers there, so I'm happy. I'll be on the visiting side doing some clubhouse assistant work. Really looking forward to that.
Man, that's awesome.
He's very soft-spoken about it, but that is a very big deal.
Yes.
And something exceptionally awesome. We are all excited for you and very happy for you as this ball is shot into right field. Rounding third and trying to score is Adrian Sanchez. He comes in walking across home plate. Palias picked it up in right. Nothing doing there, so the Lumberjacks now with a lead. The score is 3-2 on the RBI base hit from Kadrian Russ, who is now 2 for 2.
You grew up a Detroit Tigers fan?
I did. I lived, or I still live 10 minutes from the city. My dad, got me into baseball early. Played baseball my whole life. Big Al Kaline guy. Went to Tiger Stadium a little bit. Don't remember that as well, but I've been going to games since I can remember them.
We'll be going to even more games with this new position of yours.
Here's a strike taken from Nick Gimbalvo, and I've been kind of just thinking about it from afar. I mean, I can't even imagine, because you'll be in the visiting clubhouse. Can't even imagine being in the clubhouse, and then it's like, oh, hey, here's Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout right in front of you. That is going to be something special. We'll talk about that a little bit as the base hit falls into left field. Everybody will move station to station. It's an opposite field base hit for Nick Gimbalvo, who sends the line drive into left field. And the bases are loaded now. But that's just got to be awesome. I mean, obviously you want to treat everybody the same way, but to me, if I saw Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani walk in, I would be floored.
Yeah, I'll have to cool it a little on the fence. It'll be a little professional, but it hasn't really hit me yet. But
Well, we've been so busy out here, obviously, working every day, but I know that you're going to have a blast in that role.
I'm going to need you to send pictures of anything cool that happens anytime you're out on Comerica Park's field. I need to see the John experience.
well, it's a beautiful field. I'll be happy to share some pictures.
Here's a strike taken from the batter in Dontavius Dickey. Back-to-back singles have now loaded up the bases for the Lumberjacks, who lead it 3-2, one down. Bases juice, Juan Martinez to the plate, breaking ball again, and it's called a strike. Dickey didn't think so. Nonetheless, it is in there. Dontavius Dickey reached on the fielder's choice his first time around, and he hits a no-ball, two-strike count here. One down.
Now, what are some of your favorite memories or things that you enjoy here at the Cal Winter League as we're around the end of it here? We got one more day of regular season baseball and then 3 days of playoffs.
Well, every game is just a treat, but I'm sure you're aware of the Oz getting on the field. That might have been the highlight. I don't know if that may have been my fault, but
Okay.
Allegedly.
I'm not gonna put any blame on anyone else.
Allegedly was
I'll
John
say.
Parker's fault. That's okay. We loved it. We were having a blast with it. Tap back up the middle to Martinez. He sends it home for one. Throw back to first is not in time, so they'll get the force play at home on the 1-2 put out there. Fielder's choice. Bases will remain loaded with 2 down.
On a real note, though, the Clifford Brad walk-off home run the other day was pretty exciting. I had the chance to see that, so that's always fun seeing walk-off home runs.
We have had a lot of good games, and we always talk, we're surprised that there hasn't been more ties for how many games that we have played in a short amount of time. Martinez will bring this pitch into Killian Bloat, who stands in for the second time today. Bloat is 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time around, and he hits in an 0-1 count here. Bases loaded and 2 down. And John, did you know pretty much all along that you wanted to do clubhouse work? Was that something that was just kind of written in the stars for you, or did you have to pivot along the way?
Yeah, so I had a pretty lengthy career as a player. When I was, unfortunately, or when my playing career came to a close, I just wanted to get back into that feeling and figured the clubhouse managing kind of role would be the best position. And I get to spend every day with players and feel part of the team. So that's what it does. Or that's a good feeling for me.
I only ask that because we all know in the world of sports and working in the sports industry, you know that things can change in the blink of an eye, and one minute you're here and the next you're in Montana in the middle of nowhere. It's just how the game works. 2-1 swung on and missed from Killian Bloat, who is now hitting in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And you may or may not have ever thought that you were going to make it all the way out to California. I know when I came out here, I was like, what am I doing in Palm Springs? How did this happen?
Yeah,
It's one of those things.
It's definitely the farthest west I have been. I heard about the area and I couldn't pass this up.
Well, how could you? We're dealing with 85-degree blue skies, mountains in the background. It looks like a painting.
Yeah, we're 20 degrees and snowing back in Detroit. My father reminds me of that every day.
Killian Bloat here in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Juan Martinez to the windup and deals. Breaking ball taken outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yes, we try to not brag about it as much as possible, but sometimes it just happens inadvertently. It is what it is.
Yeah, I remember, I think I was talking to Josh about it. I don't think I ever imagined wearing shorts in the middle of February.
3-ball, 2-strike pitch, 2 outs. Runners moving on the pitch. It's tapped over to the right side. That is the first baseman over there, Vince Garcia, who will take care of Killian Bloat himself. So Juan Martinez gets out of the jam, and the Lumberjacks do take the lead, though. It is 3-2. They lead it by 1 run. We want to thank John Parker for stopping by for a little bit. We enjoyed every minute of it, my friend.
Thank you guys for having me. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Alrighty. So
Back to work.
we will move along here. Keep it locked here for more CWL action. really appreciate John Parker stopping by there for that last half frame. As we go to the top of the third, score is 3-2. The Lumberjacks are out in front. A.J. Pollock, Blake Porter, and Gavin Jones are set up here, due up here in the third. Pollock, the lead man. And it is still Valdenebro on the mound, who came in relief of Kevin Roberts. And here's the pitch. Outside a little bit, Pollock taking it. John is always, he's a very soft-spoken guy there in that last half frame, but John is one of the hardest workers we have around here. We always try to bring to light just how much hard work goes into this thing. On the surface, yes, we're just playing baseball, but there is a lot that goes into it, making sure that these guys all have clean jerseys, which John is in charge of, making sure they have clean jerseys ready to play, working through things around washers breaking from time to time, dryers being too full, trying to hang dry stuff. Dealing with 6 teams, not always the easiest task. Bat breaks, gotta go get them a new one, things of that nature. Pollock hitting here, and the pitch lined back up to short. Kadrian Russ fumbles it a little bit, but he regains control and he makes the play. Pollock is out number 1 on the ground out to the shortstop. We've also shined a light on a couple of other figures out here as well. MJ Moore and Aaron Hahn, they do all of our field work in between games. I know we put the little icons over the screen, but you can sometimes kind of see them moving around. They're always raking up the base paths and making sure that's clean. As the pitch comes in, it is swatted at and hitted over to short again. Kadrian Russ wearing a magnet out there as he's received the first 2 balls put in play, and he's put away both hitters for 2 down, and that'll bring up Gavin Jones with 2 outs.
Again, very fast ball to Neighbor is. He went 1, 2, 3 in the second inning. In his first inning of work, striking out the side, all swinging, and he's gone 6-3 every time here in the top of the third.
Not to mention all of the solid work that Steve Frary does up at our front entrance as a strike is taken. Steve has got to be one of the most personable guys I think I've ever met, and I've really gotten to know Steve and developed a good friendship with him, a good friendship with everybody in the front office. Tyler Hughes, Justin Retschke, and Andrew Starkey, they all do a phenomenal job around here to make this thing run.
Yep, absolutely.
Steve Bronack has been down there running the flight scope for us, and he's constantly texting us throughout the game, hey, here's the exit velo, here's the pitcher's velo. So there's a lot that goes into this thing as the ball was skied over to the right side into shallow right field as the second baseman out there on Adrian Sanchez drifted out to make the play. So that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down, go the chill in the top of the third. They still trail it. Score is 3-2 in favor of the Lumberjacks, who are coming to bat here in the bottom of the third. bottom of the third. Spencer Kean, Mendoza, and Sanchez due up here for the Lumberjacks, who have sent 7 to the plate in both frames so far. In the first, they got 2 runs. In the second, they added another one. So 3 runs for them on 6 hits as Juan Martinez goes out for more work. His big loopy curveball misses for ball 1 against the lead man in Spencer Keehan. Juan Martinez, a 3-3 record so far here in the Winter League. I feel like he probably has the most decisions given to him of any pitcher.
That would have to be pitched in the first game. He's 3-4, and that's Fujisawa, just beating him narrowly.
Taking inside here, Juan Martinez, 22 2/3 innings of work, 17 strikeouts. Just a shade over 3 in the ERA department as he wiggles the glove and brings a changeup there. Haven't seen him throw that pitch all too often this year, but out in front was Spencer Keehan, a wave and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Martinez, you mentioned it, from Cuba, from Havana, Cuba, currently living in Miami with his wife, and I believe he said he had a dog.
Swing and a miss here. Took something off on the curveball, and down on strikes is Spencer Keehan for the first out.
Great pitch there, and a good way to start the inning. Coming in and allowing 3 runs, or 7 men to come up to the base and allowing a run to score. Definitely a better way to start the inning.
So that'll bring up Andres Mendoza. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. Martinez's first pitch is outside. Just kind of checking in on some of the baseball news. Not a ton going on, obviously, with our lockout, but we did see that the universal DH has been approved as Martinez brings a very loopy curveball in there for a strike. So that is some major news, as obviously we're all too used to the National League sending their pitchers up to bat. There's a ball outside, and I'm all for this. I think it makes the game a lot better in the sense of the game has just become so specialized, and what's the point of sending a guy up to the plate to see 99 when that's not what he's there to do? And I used to be a pretty big proponent of, the traditionalism of the hitters or of the pitchers hitting, but definitely changed my mind over the years with the increase of strikeout numbers and just the increase of pitching talent. I think it makes the game better to add a DH spot in there.
Yeah, I'm still a little on the fence. I like seeing pitchers hit, but I do understand, what is the point? I understand that, because I really like seeing hitters hit, and those that can hit well. And I think Josh and I mentioned it in our previous broadcast. He grew up watching the American League. I grew up watching the National League, and so seeing a lot of successful hitters who are also pitchers was something that was near and dear to my heart. But I think it'll be a good change for Major League Baseball. Another thing that they agreed on is the lottery draft.
I did not see that, so I will have to find an article on that. Any more details on that?
As far as I know, the DH and the lottery draft have been agreed by MLB owners. That's as far as I am concerned. Manfred got up in front of media today, and basically it said exactly the opposite of what everyone was assuming, that he has high optimism that spring training will start on time.
Martinez will bring outside. There's a runner at first here after a walk. That was Mendoza. First walk of the game for the Lumberjacks offensively. He's at first base with 1 down, and the score 3-2 in favor of the Green squad. The umpire here taking some time. Looks like he had his phone in his pocket. It might have been getting in the way. Puts it off to the side. The batter is Sanchez. He's in the 8-hole. He singled and scored a run his first time around. And he was actually the first batter that faced Juan Martinez. A single into right field on the line drive. Here's the pitch. Down low, looked like a changeup taken from Sanchez. I'm all for the universal DH. I'm definitely all for a draft lottery. That has been a major issue in Major League Baseball. The teams going for tanking, a lot of them using that strategy as the pitch is taken for a strike. And usually when you hear the word tanking, you think of the National Basketball Association, where most teams basically just give up, whatever it is midway through the year. But it has really become an issue in baseball.
Yeah, I know my brother, personally, when the Cubs were losing, he wanted them to lose more games than anything else because he wanted a better draft position.
Strike three looking, down goes Sanchez, second strikeout of the inning for Juan Martinez on the mound. And now there are 2 down with a runner at first. And here comes Jeremy McKenzie, the 9-hole hitter. But tanking, yes, it's definitely been a serious issue in baseball. I mean, you look at a team like the Orioles, and I believe it was either last year or whatever, 2 years, 3 years, they all blend together at this point. They finished like 60 games behind first place, which is just absurd. Here's a ground ball over to the third baseman, Gavin Jones, who fields it and makes the play. 2 more strikeouts for Juan Martinez, who now has 3 in the ball game. The Chill still down by a run, though. They trail by 1. Score is 3-2 as we go to the 4th. Back here in Palm Springs as we go to the top half of the 4th, Lenny Peters will lead off. Taking ball 1, a new pitcher on the mound for the Oregon Lumberjacks. This is Jack Silva, the lefty for the Lumberjacks, who worked in an extremely high-pitch effort his last time around on February 7th against the Grizzly. Pitched over 110 pitches in that outing. This guy is an absolute workhorse on the mound. He's pitched at least 4 innings in all of his appearances so far this year. 2-3 record, 4.25 ERA. Typically a starter for them. He started in 5 games. This time he's coming in relief as the pitch is taken down low. So far in both this game and the first game between the A's and the Grizzlies, it's been a bullpen day for everybody, especially as we near the playoffs. And all of these staffs short on pitching. It's definitely something that we've heard chatter around. Managers trying to preserve their arms as much as possible, trying to keep these guys healthy, of course. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lenny Peters. He grounded out and drove in a run his first time around in the first. Swinging and hitting this one into right center field. Over to make the play to his right is the right fielder out there. That is Spencer Kean, and he squeezes it for the first out here in the top of the 4th. So far, just one hit for the Chill. They have really struggled to hit the ball hard in this game. Gavin Jones with the lone hit so far. That came all the way back in the first off of Kevin Roberts. And nothing doing sense. Ground ball back up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. And making the play is Kadrian Russ. One pitch and an out here off the bat of Josh Hines, who hit the weak ground ball to the shortstop. 2 up and 2 down so far in the top of the 4th for the Chill. That'll bring up Justin Van Weigerden as we are fast forward through the top of the 4th here. That first game as well really ran a little bit later than normal. That game ending around 1 o'clock in the afternoon here local time. Soft line drive off the bat of Van Weigerden as he plumps it right down into shallow left center field. A base hit for Van Weigerden. And Van Weigerden, if I'm not mistaken, came in hitless, and he did. So that is his first hit of the ballgame, and he marks the last position player for the Chill to notch a hit.
And you can hear the Chill cheering him on. Loud ovation there. You know, he's been wanting that, and he had one extra opportunity to do so tomorrow, but better to get it done today.
So a single to continue the inning here with 2 down, and the batter in Vince Garcia. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd. That was a real good inning from Valdenebro, who struck out the side. Valdenebro's day done, working through 2 innings. He went 6 up, 6 down in the 3 strikeouts. So far, so good for Jack Silva. And the lefty will bring a 1-1 in the dirt as Garcia holds up the stop sign, trying to communicate with Van Weigerden on first. Always your second role as the hitter if you can communicate with your base runners. Trying to aid in any way possible as a 2-1 is barely in there for a strike. The home plate umpire giving kind of a half-hearted strike call there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runner at first as Silva comes set with the hands high, peeking over at first, deals in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes after that ball skipped in. And Stan Clyburn communicating with Van Weigerden over at first that he needs to be running on this pitch with a full count and 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th. And the pitch as Garcia awaits. Silva, a long pause. Here it is. In on the fist. It's hit over to the right side. The first baseman over into foul territory to make the play is Nick Jimbalvo on an easy pop out in foul territory. So that will do it for the Chill. They put a runner on after Van Weigerden gets his first hit of the California Winter League, but he is left right there. Score is still 3-2 in favor of the Lumberjacks as we go to the home half of the 4th. Mitch Glessner alongside Andres Tejeda as we come back in Palm Springs. MJ Moore turning down a big-time opportunity as he joins us up here, doing a little bit of the 50-50 raffle as we get the lead man here in Chris Baker, who takes ball one. Juan Martinez wondering where that one missed. Baker so far is 1 for 2, a single back in the first and a run scored. He struck out his last time. Baker takes strike this time, maybe a makeup call there. The chill will slide a little bit on the infield. It's Lenny Peters shifting basically right behind the bag at second, and third baseman Gavin Jones now shifted over deep into the 5-6 hole as a foul tip off the bat of Baker comes in for a strike. So they'll shift around on the infield. Baker pull-happy lefty as the 1-2 comes in. Skipping in the dirt and keeping it in front is Hines. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and even count. Martinez coming in back in the second frame after Jesse Galindo started. Galindo allowed 2 runs and 3 hits. Martinez will bring a 2-2. In there, strike 3. Baker can't believe it as it clips the outer corner, and Martinez has another strikeout now, his 4th on the afternoon. So the 4th strikeout for Juan Martinez, and here comes Kadrian Russ. Russ is 2 for 2 so far, an RBI, a stolen base, a run scored. He's done a little bit of everything. He's also played a sure-handed shortstop position this afternoon. 1 ball and no strikes after he leaves the first pitch alone. Second pitch from Martinez is right down Main Street for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking a little bit more about that meeting today between Robert Manfred and the media. They already said he had agreed. They agreed to a universal DH, a lottery draft. They've also are in agreement with the MLPA to give a higher baseline salary to minor league players.
There's a ball outside. Yeah, that's a big topic as well. Players wanting to be paid a little bit more. They're trying to mess with the service time that is 6 years before free agency, as Martinez will wind and deal. Swing and a miss. Good changeup there from Martinez. He's shown that pitch a lot this afternoon. Not typically a pitch that he throws confidently, but he's got it working today. We'll see what he brings on 3-2 and 1 out. Outside and a swing and a miss. Good pitch there to fool Kadrian Russ. He changes the eye level of the righty, and he is down on strikes for the second out. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th for Juan Martinez.
He's looking like the Juan Martinez we saw a few days ago. He's just lights out. Pitched 6 innings, no earned runs.
5 strikeouts for Juan Martinez, and here comes Nick Jimbalvo. Martinez working pretty quickly as he nods in approval and winds and fires. First pitch to Jimbalvo, the switch hitting first baseman, who will dig in from the left side here. He's got really good pull side power on the left side. Good power as well on the right side. We've seen him hit a couple of baseballs very hard from both sides of the plate. Hits in a 1-0 count here. 2 outs. Pitch is in there. Good spot there from Martinez, who is just lighting up the strike zone right now. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. And Martinez quickly approves and brings. Pitches fouled away. We'll do it again. Jimbalvo is 1 for 2, a single. His last time up, he struck out back in the first. Very short outing for Jesse Galindo. The starter only worked through 1 inning. We're not typically used to that from him, as the pitch is skipping in just a tad bit before the plate there for a ball. Galindo, up till today, his shortest outing was 4 innings of work, so very atypical start as this ball is rocketed over to the right side, fielded on a hop by the second baseman, Carlos Lenos, who fields it cleanly and takes care of Jimbalvo. It's a 3-up, 3-down clean inning for Juan Martinez, who notches 2 more strikeouts in his work this afternoon. We've been quiet since the second inning as the Lumberjacks still lead 3-2, and we will go to the home half here in Palm Springs. Mitch Vesser and Andres Tejeda back with you. Misspoke as we went to that last break. We are going to the top half of the fifth. The score 3-2 in favor of the Oregon Lumberjacks. 2 runs for each team in the first, and a run for the Lumberjacks in the bottom of the second. But we've been quiet ever since. A bunch of goose eggs on the scoreboard as Silva goes out for more work here against the lead man in Carlos Lenos, and they called that a strike. It looked like it's...
No, they checked over at first, and he said it didn't go. So it's ball 1.
Silva will bring pitch number 2. Regardless, it's into left field and playable for Dickey, who backpedals, and he makes the play with one hand for the out. It's been very clean for Jack Silva so far. Typically a guy that will not go for the strikeouts, who will look to get guys to just put the ball in play and let his defense work for him. Here comes Tyler Bonsky, who's hitting in place of Chandler Palios, and he takes strike 1. Bonsky, a long, lanky frame to him. Hits from the right side compared to Palias, who hit from the left side. This ball skips in. Look at some of the numbers here for Tyler Bonsky. 7 for 22 on the year, 318 average. 2 RBIs for the righty, who awaits a 1-1. In the dirt, watches it skip in, 2 balls and a strike. Top half of the fifth we are in right now, 3-2 our score. The Lumberjacks out in front of this one. As Bonsky will see a 2-1. Hit hard through the left side, a line drive single into left field. Tyler Bonsky is aboard with 1 out on the single to left field.
Good piece of hitting by Bonsky to get on base after Lenos could not get on for the leadoff runner. See A.J. Pollock coming up next.
Bonsky runs fairly well. A.J. Pollock will come to bat here. Bonsky does not have a stolen base so far, but he does run pretty well for a corner outfielder as Pollock takes ball 1. Pollock, I'm actually surprised that he hasn't been hit by more pitches this year. And that's saying a lot considering he's been hit by a pitch 6 times. In on the fist, and he muscles it out into the Bermuda Triangle in left center field. It's a base hit for Pollock. Good heads-up base running by Bonsky to go first to third on the looper into left center field.
He muscled it out there. And I think you perfectly said it. The Bermuda Triangle with the shortstop, center fielder, and right fielder playing in on it. But you got runners on the corners, and the Chill looking to tie the game up here at 3 apiece.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And right there, Pollock being a little bit of both as he drops it in. 3-2 our score in favor of the Lumberjacks, but the Chill are on the verge of plating another run here as the hitter Blake Porter stands in. Silva checking on Pollock, who gets an aggressive lead at first. And he'll go back again. And boy, John Parker's got his work cut out for him, our clubby that we had on during the, I believe that was the second inning. He will be ever so in charge of making sure that Pollock gets that jersey back clean as the pitch is swung on and fouled off to the left side. Got room over there for the third baseman who falls to his caboose. That is Killian Bloat, who overran the foul ball. And just like that, Blake Porter gets an extra life.
He's just slipped on the sand out there. Just didn't get a good foot. It landed well behind him.
Seen a lot of the outfielders having issues today. This time, the infielder Killian Bloat not able to locate the baseball, and as mentioned, Porter will get another shot here. Power hitting lefty will await from Silva, who likes to check on runners ever so often, and he checks on Pollock again. Silva doesn't have a tremendous move over to first. Typically a hang-and-read type of move over there. He comes set now in a slide step as it comes in high out of the zone. Porter takes it for a ball. So runners at the corners, first and third. Porter at bat with one away here in the top of the fifth. The Chill knocking on the door of the Lumberjacks. Here's a pitch. Down low, taken for a ball. Silva, as mentioned, coming in after just a few days of rest after 110-plus effort the other day against the Grizzly. That game was a back-and-forth game throughout. The final score was 12-10 in that one. It's hard to believe, looking over at the schedule, that we just have one regular day left tomorrow. We had a couple of good matchups in that one as Silva brings low. Running on the pitch was Pollock, so he's going to get a stolen base on that effort. He's now in scoring position, so runners at second and third, as Silva has now fallen behind the dangerous Blake Porter. Porter on the year does have one home run. He is tied with Gavin Jones in the RBI lead on the team with 12. Hit in the air to left. That should put him in the lead as it looks to be a sacrifice fly. Scoring from third is Bonsky as the throw was cut off. So the Chill have now tied it up. And a good timely piece of hitting there from Blake Porter, knowing his job, and he does it well there to drive in the run. So it's a sac fly into left field. And Porter will take that any day of the week. That is his 13th RBI now on the season. And it looks like we'll have a new hitter in Swanji Pang. Lefty on lefty, and he takes ball one. Swanji Pang, one of the better hitters on the Chill team. Not in the starting lineup today, but he is 10 for 27 on the year. A good clip there. Swinging and missing over the top of that breaking ball there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, a runner at second. That is A.J. Pollock. Silva looks back at him and comes to the plate. Took something off again, and Pang out in front again. Swinging and missing 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pang also has a home run and 4 RBIs on the season. And he awaits. This ball hit in the air to center field. Shading the sun out there is Baker as the sun gives him trouble, but he makes the play, hanging in there in shallow center field for the third out. One run across for the Chill in the top of the fifth on 2 hits. A sac fly from Blake Porter to tie up the ballgame. 3 runs apiece as we go to the bottom of the fifth here in Palm Springs. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Lumberjacks come to bat here. Tie ball game, 3 runs apiece as the Chill tied it up in the top of the fifth. Dontavius Dickey to lead off. Then it'll be Killian Bloat and Spencer Kean in this frame. Dickey has reached twice on 2 fielder's choices. Lofts this one in the air to the right side. Giving chase over there is the new right fielder, Bonsky, who makes a running grab as he runs over the bullpen mound over there. Good concentration from the right fielder for the first out. Just snagging that one as he ran over the top of the hill. And the Chill do have a pitcher warming out there. So he had to dance around his own teammate making his warm-up tosses, and that'll bring up Killian Bloat, who is 0 for 2 so far, 2 ground outs. First pitch is in there for a strike. Juan Martinez back out to the hill. So far, so good for Juan Martinez, who came in to relieve Jesse Galindo. So far, Martinez has only allowed 1 run. He's only given up 3 hits. Line drive right at the second baseman, Swan G. Pang, who puts it away for the second out. Solid outing so far for Juan Martinez to go along with a couple of quick innings of work. He also has 5 strikeouts. He's done it pretty well today between the fastball, the curveball, and the changeup. He's really relied heavily on that changeup in this game.
Yeah, that's definitely true. He went 1, 2, 3 in the previous inning. He's 1 out away from doing it again here.
He's really got everything rolling. Spencer Kean swings at the first pitch, and this might be a 1-2-3 inning. Into left field, chasing over towards the line is Blake Porter, who makes a running grab for the third out. Real easy inning there for Juan Martinez as he walks off the mound with a big smile and shakes the hand of his manager, Stan Clyburn. Great inning there from Juan Martinez. They go 3 up, 3 down, and we will go to the 6th here with a tie ball game. 3 runs apiece for each squad. go to the top half of the 6th. I'm not sure exactly what is going on the field. Both the left fielder, Dickey, and Baker are taking a sunbathe out there, it looks like.
Maybe some bees or something?
Not 100% certain, honestly. Could be bees or something, and now the field umpire putting on his MacGyver hat, trying to go investigate. Not exactly certain. Could have been
odd. It's
could
just
have been,
an odd thing.
yeah, very odd. The inning about to start, and then Dickey and Baker hit the deck out there.
Oh, did they ever?
So here is the lead man for the Chill as the pitch is hit in the air to right field. Over there is Kean, who shades the sun and makes the play. That was Kazuya Ohira, who came in place of Lenny Peters, and that is the first out on the flyout.
Number 36, Devin Fisher.
That'll bring up Devin Fisher as the Chill have now made a couple of changes. The Lumberjacks have also made a change, a new pitcher on the mound for them. It's Andres Mendoza. As Devin Fisher takes his place in the box, he replaces Josh Hines, who was 0 for 1. And here's the pitch from Mendoza. Breaking ball inside, taken for a ball. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 3-3 our score, a low-run ball game for both squads. Not a ton of hits in this game as Mendoza brings barely low for a ball. For the Chill, they just have 4 hits as a team so far. For the Lumberjacks, they are standing at 6 hits. And this pitch is barely missing up. The Chill strung a couple of hits together in the 5th to get the tying run, Bonsky and Pollock, but they've been relatively quiet. Fisher trying to change that, though, as he takes ball 4. He's going to be aboard with a walk and 1 out. So even though the Chill have been ice cold at the plate, trying to warm up in this bright sun today, the shadows begin to extend a little bit further. Again, that game 1 going a little bit longer than what we're accustomed to. And now we're reaching the later portion of the afternoon here as the pitch runs inside and it clips Justin Van Weigerden. I believe he was wearing the elbow guard. Hopefully it caught most of that. And he will be aboard. So a walk and now hit batsman and runners at first and second now. So Mendoza coming in and having some early struggles. Now bring up Vince Garcia. Garcia is 0 for 2, a strikeout in the 2nd. He popped out in foul territory to Jimbalvo over at first base his last time around. As he'll await Mendoza working from the stretch with 2 runners on. First pitch is in there for a strike right around the belt area. Garcia taking all the way. Van Weigerden at first, Fisher at second with 1 down. And Mendoza taking a long look in as they run through a sequence of signs. Omar Ortiz Vasquez behind the plate. Tapped out in front. Mendoza comes over, fields it, and he throws over to first. Both runners move up 90 feet on the ground down back to the pitcher. Mendoza showing off the athleticism. Who says pitchers can't field their position? Coming off the hill and making the play over to first base. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, and the Chill on the verge of taking the lead here 90 feet away. Scoring the 4th run of the ball game. That is Devin Fisher over there. At second base, it's Van Weigerden. We'll see what Xiaopin Ho can do here. We'll see if he can come up clutch with 2 outs. First pitch to him. In the dirt. Good job by Vasquez to keep it in front. And Vasquez doing double duty today. He had to catch in game 1 for the Canada A's. Not an easy task, especially when it's a little bit warmer out. as he battles through game 2 here. Another pitch is in there for a strike. Again, this is Xiao Pin Ho at the plate. Xiao Pin Ho, 7 hits so far in the California Winter League. He has 1 home run. That was out to deep left center field, right under the scoreboard. Here's a pitch that is taken for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strike count here with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Pin Ho looking to come up in the clutch here as Mendoza works from the windup. Picks out a pitch that he likes here. Nods in approval, goes into the wind and fires. In the dirt, kept in front by Vasquez, who swings off the hockey-style mask to pick up the ball. Nobody moves up, so the runner's still at second and third.
I don't think it's Vasquez behind the plate, but he played in the first game, played in the second game, but he also pitched in the first game as well.
Long days of work, just another day in the office for Vasquez. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces across the board. Here's the pitch. Just barely missing there. Good eye from Xiao Pin Ho. It'll be a full count with 2 outs.
Josh, scoreboard's working.
As our scoreboard turns back on. And here's a pitch, tapped out in front. This is going to be a tough play for the third baseman, and they're just going to have to pick it up and put it in their back pocket. Killian Bloat had no option there. It's a swinging bunt attempt on the base hit for Xiao Pin Ho, who has broken this game open now with a lead for the Chill, 4-3. Their first time leading since all the way back in the first when they led 2-0.
Give Xiao Pin Ho the RBI on the infield single. And he'll be back to the top of the lineup and Tyler Bonsky.
Not what you're hoping for as a hitter. Of course, you always want a clean, hard hit single, but I think Xiao Pin Ho will take that any day of the week to give his team the lead. 4-3 our score now here in the top of the 6th as a strike is thrown to the 9-hole hitter Tyler Bonsky.
That was basically a really well-placed bunt.
Bonsky is, let's see, looking here, he's hitting in the place of Palias. And a single for him and a run scored his last time up. Takes inside here, 1 ball and 1 strike is our count. Xiao Pin Ho over at first base after the swinging bunt. Righty awaits a 1-1. Mendoza not typically on the mound, but he finds himself in this bullpen game trying to keep the Chill where they're at. Here's a pitch on the outer corner called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's 1 pitch away from getting himself out of the inning. Mendoza works pretty slowly on the mound as he has been working now back in the stretch. Takes a peek over at first as he comes set. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Fouled away. We'll try again. A.J. Pollock awaits on deck. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Shading the sun is the center fielder out there, Baker, as the sun beams down on these outfielders. Don't forget your shades out in the outfield.
Only shades, but those guys were on their bellies at the beginning of the inning. They might need more than just some shades, maybe a bug suit or something.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Mendoza as he comes set. Taking off for second, and the ball is grounded back up the middle. The play is made by Russ, who has been playing a good shortstop position all afternoon long, and he takes care of Tyler Bonsky, who was hustling down the line. 1 run across in the top of the 6th for the Chill, who now lead it 4-3 as the Lumberjacks come to bat in the bottom half. Omar Ortiz Vasquez will come up to bat here. He's sitting in the same spot that Andres Mendoza was in. Mendoza slid over onto the mound. Ball one taken inside. There is a new pitcher on the hill for the Chill. As the pitch comes in, that is called a strike. On the mound right now, it'll be Hakuto Kanai, who comes in his typical relief work. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vasquez, who takes a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kanai will bring that sidewinder action to the plate. Does not have a very firm fastball, but he tries to pound the zone and get guys out with that unique delivery as a foul ball is off the bat here of Vasquez. So that is the day for Juan Martinez. 4 solid innings of work, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, and 5 strikeouts. There's a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Pitch on the way and barely missing, not sure where. Right around the kneecaps of Vasquez, but does not get the call. Shading over into right field is now the center fielder Pollock, as Kanai brings a 2-2. Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing that both of these managers in this game and all of the managers in general, we've kind of heard them echo the points that they want the umpires to open up the zones in order to help them out with their pitching staffs. They know that they can't afford to have guys go deep into counts. This pitch was fouled away. I think the bat might have clipped the home plate umpire. Dangerous sight there. We're going to need an athletic trainer to come out onto the field. The bat, I believe, on the backswing clipped the home plate umpire. And we're going to take a quick break. So the home plate umpire is okay as ball 4 here is issued to Omar Ortiz Vasquez, so he will take a stroll down to first base. This is the second walk that the Chill have issued as a pitching staff. They've been doing a great job between Galindo, Martinez, and now Kanai of staying around the zone and pumping a lot of strikes, but there Kanai loses Vasquez, who's at first now with nobody out. Vasquez is the lean man in the 7 slot. Now Sanchez in the 8 and McKenzie after him. Sanchez takes a strike. He is 1 for 2, a single and a run scored back in the second. He struck out looking his last time around. And Kanai set and deals in there for a strike. Sanchez batting from the left side, not a big frame to the typical shortstop or second baseman. He plays in the middle of the infield. Next pitch is outside. Kanai trying to go with the slider, and he missed. Score is 4-3 so far in this game. Pretty clean defensive game from both of these teams. Not a whole lot of miscues as this pitch is fouled away straight back. Running on the play was Vasquez. Typically we'll see more miscues, but both of these teams dealing with that bright sun. They've been pretty good so far this afternoon. The infield shifts over between Swanji Peng and Kazuya Ohira. Partial shift on for the Chill on the infield. Next pitch is outside, taken for a ball.
Let's run it full.
3 balls and 2 strikes. With the moon shining down on us, up in the air in the clear blue sky. Pitch is waved at and missed. Strike 3 swinging for the first out. Sanchez down on the fastball from Kanai.
One away now in the bottom half.
So there is 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring up Jeremy McKenzie.
Jesse
And instead of hitting for McKenzie, it'll be Jesse Russo. So McKenzie 0 for 2, and Russo will take his place. Russo signed to a professional contract. Back-to-back lefties that Kanai will face here as he throws strike 1. And the Chill still in a partial shift with the left-handed batter in Russo. Next pitch, check swing, and going to his knees was Devin Fisher to retrieve that low pitch. Russo will hit in an even count. Next to nothing lead for Vasquez over at first. Kanai to the plate. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jesse Russo. Russo replacing Jeremy McKenzie as noted. And fouls this one away. Jesse Russo, one of the better hitters on this Lumberjacks team. 6 for 16 on the season, 6 hits, 4 runs scored, 4 RBIs. He's walked 6 times. Good knack for getting on base. Typically likes to pull the baseball. Kanai to the plate, and the fastball just outside. Russo patiently waiting for a pitch to attack. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. After the strikeout from Adrian Sanchez, the runner at first is Vasquez. Kanai will bring, and outside again, Russo showing great plate discipline here as he takes that for a ball. Russo with pretty good speed. He does have 2 stolen bases. He looked to hustle down the line on a ground ball, as Kanai will bring another one. Wave and a miss. Looked like a changeup. Now they'll throw behind the runner at first. Vasquez slides back in safely at first. A pretty good effort there by Devin Fisher on the back pick. Nothing doing at first, but they do get the strikeout of Russo. Second strikeout of the inning for Hakuto Kanai. Both down swinging. 2 strikeouts now for Kanai. And that is 9 strikeouts as a staff in this game for the Chill. So they brought their A game in the pitching department today between Galindo, Martinez, and now Kanai. Next pitch here is to Chris Baker, who takes ball 1. Baker, a victim of the strikeout 2 times in this game, both looking. He also has a double and a run scored. And now he takes a strike. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Baker, some good pop in his bat. Again, another typical pull hitter. 3 lefties in a row between Sanchez, Russo, and now Baker as Kanai throws another strike here.
He's living in that low part of the plate, right up and around the knees.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here is the pitch, fouled away into the dugout. Just ducking out of the way down there. One of these dugouts showing some wear and tear, some of the deepest dugouts I've ever seen.
If you're not at least 5'6", you're not going to see outside of that dugout.
Kanai will bring another pitch here to Baker, who waves the bat as he waits. Big swing and a miss. Striking out the side is Hakuto Kanai. Great showing on the mound from the sidewinder as he tallies 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the 6th, and the Chill still lead it 4-3 as we go to their half of the inning in the top of the 7th. Keep it right here for more CWL baseball. Mitch Glessner, Andres Tejeda as we come back in Palm Springs. To the 7th we go. A.J. Pollock going after the first pitch, hitting it into right field. Spencer Kean shades the sun, drifting in just a tad to make the routine play. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Quickly goes the team. First pitch, as you said, 1 pitch, 1 out. Trying to get out of the inning, and then trying to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. They are down 4-3.
Mendoza dealt with a pretty tough task, actually, trying to keep the Chill at just a 1-run lead. That would be something that the Lumberjacks would be more than able to accomplish in the home half, but keeping them right there will be very key here in the top half of the 7th. Blake Porter swinging and missing on the first pitch he sees. Mendoza works pretty slowly on the mound as he now kicks and deals. Grounded back up the middle, right back where it came from, into center field on a couple of hops. Blake Porter rounds the base pretty hard. A good aggressive turn there on the single. Porter notches his first hit of the ball game, and they'll do something here with 1 away and a runner at first. And it looks like we'll get Swanji Peng up to bat, who will replace Gavin Jones. Peng flied out to center field his last time around. Porter with just the 6th hit of the ball game for the Chill. Here's strike 1 to Swanji Peng. Pretty quiet day offensively. Can't recall an extra base hit in this game outside of Chris Baker's. And that is the only extra base hit. So between the Chill and the Lumberjacks, there have been 12 base hits, only 1 for extra bases, though. relatively quiet day as Swanji Peng tries to change that. He does have one of the hits in this game. He also has an RBI to go with it. That was all the way back in the first.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good pitching matchup, especially on the chill side. Juan Martinez going those 4 innings and just being lights out. Did allow that 1 run, however.
Interesting infield shift now as Russ shades the middle, but Killian Bloat's still staying at pretty standard third base depth. Playing back a little bit more, actually. That's Matt Chapman area for the Oakland Athletics. Swanji Peng at the plate awaits a 1-1. Runner will take off for second. The throw down is not in time. Real close play there. Blake Porter flirting with the second out there. All too close. A good strong throw by Vasquez, but just barely late as Porter slides in safely ahead of the tag.
That was as close as it gets. From the knees as well. He didn't really stand up and get a step in. And who knows, maybe if he did, he might have gotten him.
The Chill are trying their gambling habits here as they gambled a little bit there with Porter stealing. He is in safely at second base, so runner in scoring position for the Chill and a 1-ball, 2-strike count and 1 out at the plate for Swanji Peng. And again, Mendoza trying to keep the Chill right where they're at and only a 1-run lead. That would be a huge task completed by the right-handed pitcher should he be able to do so. Pitch is in there, strike 3 looking. Swanji Peng is down on the fastball in the inner corner, doesn't take the bat off his shoulders, and that is a strikeout for Mendoza.
Number 20.
He did not keep the bat off of his shoulders. One foul ball, all the other strikes coming in called and looking.
So a strikeout there, and now Kazuya Ohira will dig in, the right-handed hitter. Hits with that high stance, his hands held very high, and he takes strike 1. Mendoza, pretty good command of the strike zone. Not typically a pitcher, obviously, usually in the catching duties. No balls and a strike, 2 outs, runner at second here. In the top half of the 7th, the Chill trying to add on. Pitches outside, taken for a ball. The Lumberjacks will have the last opportunity in the bottom of the 7th. And nobody warming for the Chill, so it looks like it will be Akuto Kanai to come back out in the bottom of the 7th. Mendoza set here as he looks back and now brings to the plate. Took something off. It does not clip the corner, though. 2 balls and a strike. Good hitters count here for Ohira. Probably look to sit on a fastball here if I were to guess so. Mendoza set. Brings a fastball, but he takes it for a strike. Good pitch there on the outer corner. Probably a decent pitch for Ohira to try and go the opposite direction with, but instead he takes it for a strike. 2-2 count and 2 outs.
Still looking for that insurance run, which is at second base, and Blake Porter.
Pitch is downstairs, taken for a ball, and the count is now full. 3-2. Porter will have to stay put with nobody behind him at first base. He'll probably look to get an aggressive secondary lead. As Mendoza is set, here is the payoff pitch. Bouncing back up the middle, it's going to shoot through into center field. Rounding third and scoring. Baker's throw all the way to the plate, and now hung up between first and second is Ohira, but nobody back at first as Jim Balvo was the cut man, and he will glide back into the base safely. So a big RBI base hit from Kazuya Ohira to add an insurance run here late in the top of the 7th.
Great piece of hitting, sending it exactly right back where it came from. Just a great piece of hitting to go take the count into full and then bring an RBI and an insurance run here as they scored 1 run in each of the last 3 innings.
Real good battle there from Ohira, not giving in at all. And finally does the damage. Here's a good pick on the backhand by Vasquez to keep O'Hara at first. Clutch, timely hitting there from O'Hara. Blake Porter scoring. The score is 5-3. The Chill now lead it by 2. So a little bit more wiggle room to work with for Kanai when he comes back out in the bottom of the 7th. Mendoza just trying to get out of this, keeping the damage where it is. Line back into center field. Baker had it read all the way as he moves to his left and catches the line drive off the bat of Devin Fisher for the 3rd out. One extra run across here for the Chill in the top of the 7th, and they now lead by 2, 5-3, and we'll see if Kanai can come back and slam the door on the Lumberjacks, who trail by 2, heading to the home half of the 7th.
Number 4, Adrian.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. This will be Kadrian Russ in the bottom of the 7th. Russ, Jim Balvo, Dickey due up for the Lumberjacks, who trail it by 2 runs. Foul ball in the first pitch that Russ sees. Russ has 2 hits in this game. 2 singles, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. An RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base to go along with it. Next pitch is outside. Adrian Russ, good speed, always a threat to get on base just by putting the ball in play, giving himself a chance. Kanai deals. Pitch is swung on and hit off to the right side. Should be playable for Bonsky, who runs over a diving effort, and he can't make the play. It's a long strike and a foul ball.
What an effort. I saw him make a play, I believe, yesterday, looking very similar to that.
Bonsky has been pretty busy over there in right. Long strides for the right fielder, but just was unable to make that play. Probably shading Russ a little bit deeper than you'd probably expect.
Yeah.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kadrian Russ, as Kanai will wind and fire. Inside, ball 2. Slower pace to today's games, both of them, that is. The first game going a little bit longer. This game as well. We've just passed the 2-hour, 10-minute mark. In what has been a bullpen game for both games. Galindo, the starter in this one, just going an inning. Pitch comes in there for strike 3 looking. Freezes up Kadrian Russ. He's down looking on strikes.
Good start for O'Hara. Apologies for Kanai. as he gets him looking for out number 1. 2 more to go, and the Chill come out victorious.
Russ is frozen there. On the other side has been Galindo, Juan Martinez, Kanai, and for the Lumberjacks, Kevin Roberts, Baldenebro, and Silva. Here's a base hit from Nick Jimbalvo. Back up the middle into center field on the ground as he hits the ball hard. Boy, Jimbalvo is swinging a scorching red-hot bat here in the last couple of days.
This is the last chance for the regular season for the Jacks. This is their last game. They will not play tomorrow. They'll play sometime on Saturday for the triple header, either at 11:30 or 12 or 2 p.m.
Here is this pitch that is hit foul. Some part of me finds it absolutely hilarious that here we are in week 4 of the season, and we still have absolutely no idea what the Commissioner's Cup is.
We've heard whispers of what it'll be.
All we hear day in and day out is, Commissioner's Cup, first game on Saturday, and we're like, well, what is it? Oh, it's the Commissioner's Cup.
Well, what I've been told is that it'll be the first and second place team battling it out for the first spot or the number 1 spot in the playoffs.
So there you have it.
That's what I've been told. Which is going to be interesting because the top 2 teams are playing tomorrow in Game 2, so you're going to want to catch that one out here at the Palm Springs Stadium. Should start around 12:30. Hopefully the games won't go as long as they have today.
I feel like the Commissioner's Cup has been like playing a game of telephone where you try to recount the sentence, at the very end of the line. Here is strike 3 to Dontavius Dickey for the second out. Good work from Kanai, who has now struck out 4 in his outing so far this afternoon.
Killian Bloat is the last chance for the Lumberjacks in this season.
What a job by the Chill pitching staff in general, though. We haven't really highlighted it because I wouldn't say that they've been the sexiest strikeouts.
Oh, no, not at all.
Boy, they have really lit up the scorecard in that category. 8, 10, 12. I count 13. Looks like 13 strikeouts for the Chill as a staff. Real good job by all of their pitchers to pump strikes, first pitch swinging and fouling. Straight back here is the right-handed hitter in Killian Bloat.
No, Josh was excited on that foul ball.
There are 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner at first. Last chance for the Lumberjacks. They trail by 2 runs. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air to center field. Will this do it? Pollock got a good read. It's carrying out over into the base of the warning track, and Pollock makes a pretty good running grab right at the base of the warning track for the last out there in the bottom of the 7th. The Chill are going to go on to win this one. 5-3 will be your final, and now the Chill are back to 500 at 7-7, and they are on a 3-game win streak as the Lumberjacks will drop this one. They now drop below 500 at 7-8 on the year. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Real solid job on the mound as a staff for the Chill, notching 13 strikeouts. They got some good production at the plate from a couple of different players. None bigger than Xiao Pin Ho with a nice go-ahead RBI there in the 6th. Actually, that was the tying one, excuse me. O'Hara with the go-ahead one in the 7th. Big clutch hits for them there. After 2 in the first, it was a quiet game, but the Chill's pitching staff really kept them in this ball game, Andres.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to give credit to Juan Martinez and Kanai, both with 5 strikeouts in each of their outings. Jesse Galindo starting out the game, only pitching the 1 inning. Well, not the cleanest inning, but still a good inning. Martinez and Kanai definitely get the brunt of the work here. But also got to give a shout out to Ortiz Vasquez, playing 2 games today behind the plate and on the mound.
Big time effort from Ortiz Vasquez. We want to give a big shout out thank you to John Parker, who joined us earlier on in the game, and obviously, as always, a thank you to all of our staff here, the CWL, as we see our guys Aaron Hahn and MJ Moore do their normal field work down there to make all of this operation happen. It's been a great afternoon here in Palm Springs with the final score 5-3. The Chill win this one. And we will look ahead till tomorrow. The morning game will be the Chill versus the Grizzly, and then the Bombers and the Power will cap it off in the afternoon here on Friday as we approach the weekend. We want to wish you all the best as we move along. For Mitch Glessner and Andres Tejeda, we are going to sign off here in Game 2 with the Chill winning 5-3. We'll see you all tomorrow for more CWL baseball action.